Thoughts, views, and comments expressed by Rodney Monker, his guests, callers, and advisors on Freedom March are not necessarily those of the management, ownership, or production unit of ILS, the Verizon Media Group. Freedom March is a production of ILTV Studios and cannot be reproduced or represented in part or entirety without the express written consent of the Verizon Media Group. Freedom March is the intellectual property of the Verizon Media Group. Copyright 2017. All rights are reserved.
The role of a woman in the society is to submit. Birth control are the pills of the devil. Education is so fundamental to the development of a people. Hang murderers. Simple as that. What am I voting for? Voting will change nothing.
Tout le monde haïtien, como ye. God save the Queen.
Broadcasting live from ILTV Studios here in Nassau, Bahamas. Welcome to Freedom March. My name is Rodney Monker. I'm a Justice of the Peace here in the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. And of course, I'm a member of the Catholic Christian community. Well, ladies and gentlemen, how beautiful upon the mountains are the feet of him who brings glad tidings of peace, bearing good news, announcing salvation. Today I shall attempt to offer peace to the Member of Parliament for Southern Shores and the Minister of Transport, the Honorable Frankie Alfred Campbell. I'll tell you about the Negro students who were shot 19 times last night and how Marvin Dames is punch drunk. But praise the Lord, I shall tell you how. Without speaking to Papa, I revealed to you on Monday that Dr. Dwayne Sands would have the blessed support of Papa, the Right Honorable Hubert Alexander Ingram. And you will see that Papa Girl, the Negro light-skinned journalist, Candia Dames, quote Papa in today's National Review. I shall also reveal to you that a source close to former Attorney General Janet Boswick has revealed that the Brendan who is going to Cuba is not her son-in-law, Brendan Boswick, the manager at the Nassau Guardian. So there are two Brendan. One Brendan and the other one is Brendan Boswick. He's the managing journalist. I shall also tell you that if Frankie does not take peace, we will have to go to court to prove that something is fundamentally wrong. So they are some of the things that is on my mind as today is Wednesday, the 18th of November, 2017. Our nation is faced with all kinds of corruption. There's a corruption taking place in the Minister of Transport ministry. I'm going to be cautious how I allude to it because I have consulted a few minutes ago noted QC, Wayne Monroe, and I put a legal possession to him, and he said to me, on that issue, sail cautiously, because these are treacherous times, but I'm out to prove corruption on my party. the free national movement. I'll be right back after the break.
Freedom March with Rodney Monker will be right back after this. This is Freedom March with Rodney Monker.
Welcome back to Freedom March, broadcasting live on ILTV studios here in Nassau, Bahamas. My name is Rodney Monker. When I took the adjournment, Sister Tina Pratt, she's one of the women them in Freeport, Grand Bahama. She called me and she corrected me with the date. She said, Brother Monker, today is Wednesday, the 18th of October, 2017. You said November. Listen, Sister Tina Pratt, I thank you. You know, I'm 60 and I'm making mistakes, so checkmate me and give me the truth. So today, ladies and gentlemen, is Wednesday, the 18th of October, 2017. This morning, a number of Negro women, in fact, this morning, and I think on Saturday morning, they have been attempting to engage me in a medical issue that I, at 61, have my own opinion of. But I must confess to you, I am not a medical doctor. I'm not a nurse. I'm not a medical profession. The closest I came to working in a medical profession was between 1975 and perhaps 1977, when I worked at the Sandilands Rehabilitation Center, which we call here in the Bahamas the Crazy Hill. They wanted to engage me in breast cancer awareness. And I said to the Negro women, listen, I don't want to get in that, because at 60, I have my views. And there are many Negroes who are upset with my views. They said, well, if your views are incorrect, you could be educated on the correct medical terms. And I said, listen, I don't want nobody to correct me. They said, well, does it mean that you want to remain in an ignorant position? I said, listen to me. I'm 60, and I don't want to be educated on this issue, because I have my personal position on it. And there are times when I express personal views, there are many Negroes who are playing white people. They become offended. And I said, I don't want to get into that. All I'm going to pray is for those who have breast cancer. Well, since they want to hear my views, I'm going to say it, because I'm 60. And whatever I believe in, I am man enough to say it. I have two positions. One, on prostate cancer. I don't want no doctor to tell me what they think is the true position. Now, I'm always willing to listen to doctors and to be treated accordingly. And notwithstanding, it may sound strange that I'm willing to be treated medically, I still hold my position. And I ain't into the other fellow position. I also have a position on breast cancer. And I don't want to be insensitive. But I don't want nobody to try to educate me on my belief, because I ain't changing it. So, let me tell you what is my position. And for those who are offended, I apologize. I believe, because I watch my family. That's what I watch. That's what I watch. So I'm not into the scientific community. I'm not into the Joneses family position. I watch mine. And from that, I have come up with anecdotal evidence that support my belief. One, I believe that women should not allow men who are unclean to suck their mammary glands. I don't believe it. That's my position. And I don't want nobody. One Negro man some years ago invited me to the Cancer Society. I sat down, took the pictures. The next thing I know, the officials in the Cancer Society said, Brother Monkey, you don't want to say anything? And I said, no, I don't want to say anything. And they keep nagging me. I said, listen, I really don't want to say anything because my position is extremely radical. I believe that if a man is smoking cigarette, they can give woman breast cancer. That's what I believe. I believe that if a man is smoking cigarettes, he can give woman breast cancer. Let's assume for a moment that I am incorrect. I don't want to hear your correct position, because it is my personal position. And I've said it to the young females in my family. When they heard about what my position was, they thought it was stupid. I said, well, you may think it is stupid. Make sure that your husband does not smoke cigar, does not smoke cigarette, does not smoke dope, does not drink bad rum. Because I believe you will get breast cancer. That's only my belief. That's only my belief. But you who are more sophisticated, you go on with your belief. It is the same way I believe that if you're keeping sweetheart, you will develop cancer of the prostate. You may say I am stupid, but in my family, that's where I watch it. All her family, the men who have contracted prostate cancer, I have gone behind the sweetheart line. I said, goodness me, he was keeping sweetheart. So I'm not into your position. You leave me with my position. And as leader of the woman dam, it is not my intention to be offensive, but I seriously believe it. It's just my belief. So if you're getting married, tell your daughter don't marry no man who smokes cigar. Tell your daughter don't marry no man who smokes dope, who smokes cigarette. Because the carcinogenic material, if his lips were to get on the mammary glands, which I will submit is an extremely sensitive and ticklish organ, I believe you will contract breast cancer. It's my belief. Although I'm wise enough to know that there are other issues which can also lead to breast cancer. But in my family, the woman them who has contracted breast cancer, the man in their life was smoking cigar, cigarette, marijuana, and drinking bad rum. Having said what my position is, and I don't want to go any further, I'm sympathetic to the women who are struggling with breast cancer. I'm sympathetic. I recognize it's a very serious matter, and women should go and do their mammary examination as the medical profession may require of them. But as for me, I'm talking to the general public. I'm talking to you, but I don't mean y'all. I mean my family, the females. Please stay far from the mouth of men who smoke cigar. You hear me? Stop it. Don't let them. if they smoking cigar, smoking dope, drinking bad rum, smoking cigarette, and that's all I say. And so every time a male relative in my ma family die, everybody immediately becomes defensive and say, we know what you're thinking. I say, I'm not thinking anything. Not thinking anything. So October is Cancer Awareness Month, breast cancer. So that is the position that I hold. And I'm sorry if somebody is trying to influence me. Don't try to influence me, because anecdotal evidence in my ma family has demonstrated that to me. And I finish with the topic. And all I do is those who are extremely close to me in my ma family, when they tell me they're getting married, I say, the man has smoked dope? Does he smoke cigarette? Is he smoking cigar? And when they say that, I come right out and say, do not allow him to suck your breast. So I'm finished with that. Okay. Now, having said that on breast cancer, I am pleased to announce that Candia Dames, in today's National Review, has confirmed that the Right Honorable Hubert Ingram supports Dr. Dwayne Sands in him as the Minister of Health doing private surgeries. I haven't seen Papa in a long, long time, but I'm always in communication with Papa spiritually, because I've told you all, and I'm serious with that I'm convinced that Papa is a magic man. Everything that I tells you, I can give you arguments for it, because I saw Papa did things. I saw him. I always watched Papa, because I always suspected that Papa knew magic. I saw something Papa did on Bay Street in 1990. Papa was wearing a black hat. You heard me? And it was common knowledge among the FNM that Papa knew things. It was common knowledge. You hear me? I can call names, but I saw Papa on Bay Street. And then I saw him at the Parliament. Then I saw him at the Supreme Court. And all I was doing was watching Papa, because I was always suspicious that Papa know how to do certain works. Okay? So I'm in communication with Papa. And I told you on Monday, Papa supports this. And by grab, as soon as Candia heard that I say Papa support this, she break off run. And Papa give her the full story. So I'm going to first start off by showing you this is National Review. Okay? That's the National Review. Then I go to page 2. So you could see this wonderful photograph in black and white of Dr. Dwayne Sands and Papa and Bradley Roberts. Bradley Roberts, please don't curse with Papa, okay? Because I need Dr. Dwayne Sands to do these things. So here you can see Papa, well, it's Dr. Dwayne Sands, Papa, and below is Bradley Roberts. And in fairness to Bradley Roberts, he did in fact raise the proper philosophical and ethical questions. But I showed you the letter yesterday that Dwayne Sands did have permission. And when you take into consideration that it is better to have Dwayne to rip open your chest, cut your leg, yuck out the vein, and move whatever is blocking your heart, and put the vein there and cut your back, and what is the word? And stitch your back up with, I forgot what he did. But in any event, he's a good doctor. and Papa knows. You see, Papa and I, we are very grateful. You see, Papa and I. Papa is grateful because Papa was on the table. And Dr. Dwayne's sons and other physicians, they brought Papa back. Yeah, so Papa is grateful. Please don't be upset with Papa. Remember when Papa had the chest pain? Dr. Dwayne's sons and Conville Brown. I don't know if Dr. Kevin Moss was there, but, you know, so Papa is grateful. Then I was sick. And I was them kind of Bahamian who know how to beg. And I saw him at the red light. I said, Dwayne, you know how to do hard things? He said, yeah, man. And he then recognized that I was begging him. And he knew what Jesus said, that the poor will always be with you. And he knew that I was the poor. And then he flattered me on the bus stop on the red light, and he told me, he said, listen, when I was away in university, I used to read them nice article that they sent to me. And there you were, marching up and down and standing up. And so he worked on me. So Bradley, Papa and I, we are grateful. And then I told you how my wife was not feeling well, and how Dr. Kevin Moss and another surgeon and Dr. Dwayne Sands, they consulted. And then they came up with a wonderful strategy. I went to see Kevin Moss today. Dr. Kevin Moss, me and my wife. And when he finished, told me how she was healing, I said to him, Doc, may I have a hug? Dr. Moss, may I have a hug? And he said, yeah. And he gave me a hug. And he gave my wife a hug. Man, it was emotional because I need this woman to stay alive. I need her to stay alive. But praise the Lord, Dr. Moss is keeping my woman alive. See, I is different from other man them, you know. I own the woman. The woman is mine. And the woman is on me. See, I don't play games. The woman is mine. And anybody get in the way, I cast them out. Nobody get in the way. But Dr. Moss, oh boy, I thank you. But it is a curse to be poor and broke, because money can save lives. But praise the Lord, Dr. Moss, Dr. Dwayne Sands, and another doctor whose name is too big. I got the woman. I don't know what I can do tonight, but praise the Lord, I have the woman. And Moss says she's doing
Freedom March with Rodney Monker will be right back after this. Thoughts, views, and comments expressed by Rodney Monker, his guests, callers, and advisors on Freedom March are not necessarily those of the management, ownership, or production unit of ILS, the Verizon Media Group. Freedom March is a production of ILTV Studios and cannot be reproduced or represented in part or entirety without the express written consent of the Verizon Media Group. Freedom March is the intellectual property of the Verizon Media Group. Copyright 2017. All rights are reserved.
Welcome back to Freedom March, broadcasting live on ILTV Studios here in Nassau, Bahamas. My name is Rodney Monker, and praise the Lord, my blessed spiritual advisor, Bradley Roll, is here. Bradley, welcome to Freedom March.
Senator, how are you? All is well?
Well, I'm fine. How have you been making it?
Yeah, I've been doing good, man.
This is powerful, my spiritual advisor. This is powerful.
Absolutely.
Well, my spiritual advisor, before you enter the station, I had advised the public that Papa has come out in support of Dr. Dwayne Sands. Papa is a man who recognizes how expensive health care is. And I always knew that Papa would support Dwayne Sands whenever Dwayne Sands, the great physician, is doing what is right. And
right. And that's the
that's him.
the free service.
Yes.
Okay.
And who better to do the surgery than the Minister of Health? You know,
Right.
it's powerful. Papa, thank you for coming out to support Dr. Dwayne Sands. And Papa, I'm going to send you an email tonight. Well, Candia Danes, she has, I'm hearing that tape, my spiritual advisor. Would you please cut that down? Ah, I have more problems with my spiritual advisor, but he's a great man, and you all don't attack him. Well, and I also spoke about cancer, and I've been resisting.
The month of October is breast cancer.
This is breast
awareness.
cancer month, and I've told them how in my family, those women who have relationships with men who are smoking dope, smoking cigar, and other things like that, it was not healthy for their mammary glands. So I'm finished with that.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear what the
We don't
scientists
need your
had to
personal
say.
opinion on these things.
Well,
to be
then let them
sending
continue.
false information out to the public.
No. I was not speaking to the public, even though I speak to them. They have to listen to the doctor. But I've told the women in my family, stay far from men who's smoking dope, who's smoking cigar.
Yeah.
Because the anecdotal information shows.
According to Rodney Monker.
Yes, according to me, in my family.
And you understand what the word according to means, right?
Yes. I don't
It
need,
may not necessarily be true.
listen,
According to Rodney.
in my family it's true. Say, I don't need the doctor. I don't want to hear what the doctor say. That is why I stay far from smoking dope, smoking cigar, smoking cigarette.
All right.
Because I do not intend to give
I got your point.
cancer to my wife. You think I'm concerned about what the public think? I'm old enough to validate my position. That's simple as that.
Okay.
And those who have a problem with it, I'm sorry. I'm going to have to pray for you. It's the same way, my spiritual advisor. Do not keep me that. Because if you do, I believe it causes cancer of the prostate. And I don't need no doctor. I don't want no doctor to validate my position because I'm not asking him. When I met with Dr. Dwayne Sands and he discussed prostate with me, I said, now don't get upset, eh? I don't keep sweetheart. I said it to him just like that. I said, doctor, why are you insulting me?
Well, I guess in his mind, he's trying to figure out what the sweetheart and prostate cancer
Right.
have to do with anything.
Yes, but I wasn't asking him to validate me. First of all, I'm older than him. Second, he's more educated than me. But I'm old enough to hold my position because he's not met the men in my ma's family.
All right.
So
okay.
it is powerful.
Okay.
My spiritual advisor, we are in trouble because last night a 15-year-old student was shot 19 times.
What?
19 times. Ha! You heard what I tell you?
Wow.
19 times.
Wow.
He comes from C.I. Gibson. He lives in the Bainstown and Grantstown constituency. His member of parliament is the 20-year-old Negro student from the University of the Bahamas. Who's that Negro student, my spiritual advisor?
The Negro student who what?
You're not listening to me.
I was paying attention to something else.
Would you
Sorry.
please put down your Facebook account?
No.
We are talking about Travis.
Okay.
Travis is the MP. Ain't come up with no social program. And today, in the city of Nassau, on the cooling board, lay a 15-year-old Negro student from C.I. Gibson.
Right.
And,
So who are we going to blame for that now?
well, I'm blaming 3 Negroes. In fact, 4. I start off with Dr. Minnis, who's prime minister, and he's pussyfooting. I also include the Minister
of Education, who now has a policy where if the girls them skirt too short, they send them home.
Yeah, they should have them at a certain length. I agree with that.
So you send them home.
Our young women are supposed to dress a certain way.
But you send them home.
In a decent manner.
You send them home where the ma ain't home.
Well.
And you leave them for young men to ravage. If you think the skirt is too short, put them in one special room.
Or take the hemming out and
right? And then
adjust it.
In terms of the Negro male, 19 times. And Marvin Dames. Marvin Dames. Man, Marvin, what's going on? 114. What you can do? Green Slade gone now. You got the whole force. A whole force you got. Meanwhile, 2 envelopes came here addressed to you and I from on the government service. And I said, I shall boldly open it. And by grab, the document claims it has the solution to do something with the murder.
Okay.
Right? And the person waits for Marvin. I don't know if he showed Marvin the documents, but it's right there. 15 times.
15 or 19?
19 times. Thank you, my spiritual advisor. 19 times. So they must have bold.
Yeah, that sounds like a serious crime of passion.
You see what's happening? Meanwhile, Marvin ain't sent the defense force in yet. He was supposed to lock down Jail Alley, lock down Anderson Street, lock down Taylor Street, just surround it. But what is he doing? What is Marvin doing? Meanwhile, his sister, Candia, is covering up. Candia is covering up for Marvin. That's what's going on. 19 times. Lord Jesus. Lord Jesus. 19 times. 19 times.
Yeah, that's serious.
Boy, we in trouble? Spiritual advisor, we are in
trouble big time. I listened to the interview of the deceased father. And interestingly enough, I think there are a lot of things that could be noted from what he said.
What did he say?
Well, I don't want to get into details, but it raised some red flags in my mind. I think we know right now that we do have a serious social problem. A lot of our young men are getting involved in things that they should not be involved in.
Like what?
Gangs.
Well, the PLP.
Number one. That's the number one.
Well, hold on a second.
Gangs.
And I stand to be corrected. I don't want to overpraise the PLP. But to the best of my recollection, the PLP would have left in place legislation. Please forgive me if I have it wrongly. To break up gang. Marvin was trained by the Americans. They have legislation that outlaw being a part of a continuing criminal enterprise. So how come there's no legislation? How come? Didn't the PLP leave one?
I think so.
So what is Marvin doing? What is Marvin doing? Marvin is pusillanimous. That's what it is. He's pusillanimous. And it is time, Marvin, that you stop it. My spiritual advisor, are you pusillanimous?
No, sir.
You're not?
And I don't pussyfoot either.
This is powerful.
No, my pussy will more.
If only Marvin would stop being pusillanimous and become brave. That's the problem. Marvin, stop being pusillanimous and become brave. Now, here in the paper, his sister, Candia, with her all evil, wicked, spiteful pen. The only good story she have in this today is where Papa is supporting Dr. Sands.
Are you sure you're not being biased?
I'm not being biased.
Hubert Ingram is there. I mean,
listen to me.
Everybody know that you almost idolize Hubert Ingram.
Papa is just.
Yeah?
Papa is the chief of the village. But Papa is. All right?
The chief of the village.
But look what she does here. She attacks Philip Brave Davis. I'm coming to the PLP convention. So I could tell PLPs that you'll need to organize a 100-man, woman, 24 hours a day political action group where there should have been PLP supporters outside the Nassau Guardian marching up and down and demonstrating and telling Candia she got to go. That is what is needed. Because Candia attack is unfair. All right? Here she has, and I want the people to see, A. Loftus Roker talking about immigration. Right? But we have Minister Frankie Campbell, who produced some papers. His mom got a Bahamian. They signed an affidavit saying that Frankie was born somewhere in New Providence, and that one man is his daddy. And on that affidavit, he got citizenship. But Frankie, I have decided
that in the National Review
that I have to go to court. Because if you can get Mom and another Bahamian woman to sign an affidavit for you to get citizenship, then I'm going to ask the court if that is lawful, so that thousands of Haitians need only find a Bahamian and along with their mother sign an affidavit and choose a daddy. And if the court upholds your affidavit, I will tell all Haitian mommy them, just name me as the daddy. Because you don't have to say where the child born. Just find a Bahamian woman and say that Moccasin Sin Remy is the son of Rodney Monker. Because that's what Frankie Mom did.
But weren't you dealing with the National Review, though?
I'm dealing with... Roker is talking about illegal immigration.
Oh, okay.
My spiritual advisor.
Okay,
Why
okay.
are you trying to catch me in something?
Just don't,
Roker is talking.
Don't we have other stories we could deal
No.
with? Back on...
No. I have new information. All I got is information.
Lord, what is
Now,
this?
all I'm asking the Haitians, people to support me. If the court upholds Frankie affidavit, then every child in the Commonwealth of the Bahamas will get citizenship. All I'm going to ask the court for a declaration that Frankie affidavit, sworn on the 8th of July, 1983, used to make him a citizen and to get 2 passports. Ask the court to approve it. Because the court can't discriminate against the rest of the children then. If this is good for Frankie to be a Bahamian, tout mon haïtien. Tande, oh, tande, tout mon haïtien. All my Haitian people, listen. Frankie give document create citizenship pour lui. And if you support me, laisse-moi aller dans la court là. Si juge déclaré, document c'est vrai, m'a demandé nous pour aller dans avocat ou GDPR pour créer yon pour nous. And so, I am going to liberate the Haitian people. I shall ask the court that this affidavit that Frankie produced is good. And you can become a citizen. Let's see what the court says. And if the court rules that Frankie Boger's affidavit is good for citizenship, then every child who come to Nassau or who born wherever they're born, without showing that they were born in the hospital or where in New Providence, they will become citizen. That's what I'm going to do. Oh, Frankie could take the honorable position, because Loftus Roker is angry. Roker is angry. And Roker would know that Frankie should be the first person to catch. You hear me? And so, Frankie should take the honorable path. It happened before in the country. Sinclair Oughton. Frankie should say to Minnis, Minnis, I was 16 when my mother and one Bahamian woman signed this affidavit. And no children really know where they're born. You have to go by what your ma, them tell you. So I only went by what she said. So listen, I can resign. I didn't sign no affidavit. I didn't break no law. So I can resign as Sinclair Oughton. Then you make me a citizen and nominate me again, and I shall run. So you see how we can solve it? But if Frankie doesn't, I have spoken consistently with Wayne Munro over going to court, because there needs to be a man who can stand up to Frankie and stand up to the corruption of the F&M. I'm going to go to court and challenge Frankie and ask the court for a declaration that Frankie Boga's affidavit is lawful and can bestow citizenship. Then I can serve Carl Bettel. Let me see if he's going to support my application or object. That's what we're going to do. Because Loftus Roker is upset over illegal immigration. And Minnis is threatening to send immigrants home. But I shall save them using Frankie affidavits. And every Haitian, I save him.
Affidavits?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right? And that's what it is. Wayne Munro, I'm coming looking for you today. So,
don't waste the court time.
That is my spiritual advisor. Why don't you stop this? Stop this. Can't you see that Frankie is not lawful? So let me go to court and test it.
Okay.
All right? To the people there, we're going to need fundraising. Because if Frankie wins the case, he's going to demand compensation. So I can need to raise money. But I'm going to court. Today, I shall meet with Wayne Munro, where I will give him one of 2 certified copies. And I'm going to ask him, man, let's go to court. And let's get a judge to approve Frankie affidavit. And let's get a judge to say, once a Haitian woman find a Bahamian woman to swear that her child was born in the Bahamas or on the island of New Providence without any documentary evidence from the hospital, and that they can use me. Every Haitian woman, get a Bahamian to the affidavits, and you are free to say that Rodney Monker is the daddy, and your children will be citizens. And when I all, you tell the children them to look out for me. And you ain't got to pay me for this. We can do what Frankie do. Maman haïtien, gardez pour femme anglais, allez nager de pair, pour créer des affidavits, pour dire, Timounio, faites Nassau, ak Rodney Monker, c'est Papa Lee. Papa Lee! Moi, c'est papa pour tout le monde qui a un problème avec l'immigration. Parce que si Frankie Campbell fait ça, ça c'est bon pour Frankie Campbell. Ça c'est bon pour tout le peuple haïtien. And so I've told my people, the Negro people, if this could make Frankie a citizen, a policeman, a diplomat, and a member of parliament, may the descendants of Haiti call me their daddy. Just put it in the affidavits. Now, I, like Frankie, did not turn in my so-called diplomatic passport. This is my passport. And the chief passport officer, I'm going to be at Arawak. You can come for my diplomatic passport. See, they give me one too. Frankie's own was red. My own was green. See, I got one too. But the hell that they put me through to get this, they didn't put through Frankie. See, I got one too. And guess why I got it? I knew I wasn't going nowhere. I don't fly plane. And I don't go to Miami. But I decided, since I'm in the Senate, whatever they were giving out free, whatever they were giving free,
what kind of passport is that, Green?
I will go and get mine. So they tell me they was giving out free diplomatic.
That's diplomatic or official passport?
Either diplomatic or official, whatever it is.
That's not a diplomatic passport.
What is it?
It's an official passport.
Okay, an official passport. So they say they can give me one. So I gone for it. Then they say there's state banquet. So I asked them what they mean. They told me. So I went to the state banquet. And when I got there, I met Deputy Prime Minister Philip Brave Davis. And I say to him, this is state banquet. Who here is the head of state? He said, come and meet the president of the People's Republic, I think, of Guyana. And we take picture as I play state official. So Frankie has a red card, a red passport, and I have a green one. Frankie didn't turn his own in, and I had mine, and I didn't turn it in. But if I'm required to do it, they can have it, because it was only a souvenir. I wasn't going anyway, all right? I wasn't going away. So, I just want you all to see. But they put me through hell. They wanted to know, is your pa Bahamian? I said, what you mean if he's a Bahamian? I said, you know who my pa is? What you all talking about is he's Bahamian. And they didn't know that I was able to say that my father, George Gilbert Moncur, was the son of Gilbert Gifford Moncur, who was the son of George Alexander Moncur, who was the son of James Alexander Moncur, who was the son of, I can't pronounce the Italian name, Moncur. And then I skipped T. wife. And by the time I finished with them, my great-great-great-great-grandfather arrived at a point when they was just building Fort Charlotte. And they said, what about your ma? I said, my ma is an African. And then I told her, her ma is Evelyn, who ma is, what is my grandma's name? Her ma was an Adley, and her ma was a McPhee, Marion. And by the time I finished befuddling them and telling them when she died, and I told them, if you didn't believe me, I was a love child. I told them, listen, I'm a special child. They wanted to know what I mean. I said, I'm a love child. And here is the birth certificate. And here is the affidavit confirming that I'm a love child. But they carry me through all kinds of things. And I said, what the heck this is? But I was playing senator, so I had to be dignified. But by grab, I have vengeance, and I'm coming after them. So there it is, and Loftus Roker, I'd say no more. So this is powerful, and when I come back, I'm going to have a saved man from St. Agnes Church on for half an hour. My auntie said, I must help the people them from her church. Well, auntie, while I got TV, whatever you want, I'm going to do. St. Agnes Church roof is leaking, and they're having a fundraising. And when I come back, a wonderful Negro man from St. Agnes will join me. Be right back.
Freedom March with Rodney Monker will be right back after this. This is Freedom March with Rodney Monker.
Welcome back to Freedom March, broadcasting live on ILTV studios here in Nassau, Bahamas. My name is Rodney Monker, and of course, my spiritual advisor, Bradley Roll, is here with me. But if my aunt, Joyce Monker, is watching me, hi, Auntie, I have with me, Aunt, a guest who I will announce in a few seconds. My guest, turn your mic around before I bring you on. Take it off your head and put it right on top of your head. Goodness me, I'm on TV telling my guest. All right, just fix it like that. My spiritual advisor, you must always look out for the guest them. Bring that close to your mouth, very close so you can be heard. Okay, grab that spiritual advisor. Because you know what kind of man I am? This is great. So, once again, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Freedom March. My name is Rodney Monker, and my special guest is Mr. Henry Dean. And of course, Mr. Dean is the president of the Anglicans Men Group. But he comes from St. Agnes branch, and my aunt, my dad's sister, Joyce Monker, she will be happy to see that I'm helping with her choice. So, Auntie, you see, I obedient. Don't mind what they tell you, but I ain't got no manners. I got manners. Say, doing what you say. Henry Dean.
Yes, sir.
Welcome to Freedom March. Will you give me a bump? And then give my spiritual advisor a bump.
Thank you, sir.
This is powerful. So, Mr. Dean, you are a member of St. Agnes Church.
All my life.
Really?
Yes.
And how long has your life been going on?
Almost 60 years, man.
Wow, this is powerful. I don't want to embarrass you. Do you know anything about the church?
A little bit.
Okay, well, let me test you. Because, you know, my aunt, I have to pretend, once she's watching TV, I pretend that I'm very smart.
She's there almost every Sunday morning.
Oh, yeah.
Except when she goes to visit her children in the United States.
That is true. And Auntie, your birthday was on the 4th of October, but Frankie them had me punch drunk. So please forgive me, Aunt Joyce. Happy birthday to you. So, Frankie, when was the church established?
1845.
1845.
Yes, sir.
And that is St. Agnes Church.
St. Agnes Church.
And where is it located?
At the corner of Blue Hill Road, and it sits between Coburn and Lewis Street. But that's not the original church. The original church was on the eastern side.
This is powerful. It was on the eastern side?
Of those corners, nearer to Market Street.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's that school
Somewhere
building?
somewhere in that vicinity. That's
okay, this is powerful. I thank you for that education because I was not aware. So, what is it that St. Agnes Church is having on Saturday?
On Saturday, this coming Saturday, between the hours of 11 a.m. and 12 midnight, we organize a church fair.
A church fair?
A church fair and a community event. It is our hope that we can attract thousands of persons to join us in fellowship, community fellowship, and at the same time help us to raise funds to continue the work which has been started many years ago and that we continue to undertake.
So it is a fair then?
It is a fair.
Okay, and there shall be lots of food?
Lots of food, lots of drinks,
and of
lots
course,
of games.
I know it is a church.
Lots of entertainment.
So it shall be family-oriented.
Absolutely.
This is powerful.
Absolutely.
My aunt was telling me, Joyce Monker, that there might be, if I understood her correctly, some problems with, what, the roof?
At church, we have problems with the roof. I think 2 or 3 years ago, we incurred our initial damage, and then last year, the hurricane made it worse.
Did NEMA come to your assistance?
I couldn't speak to that. No, they didn't. We did not seek support from NEMA.
Did you request what I would call some exemption from the government, perhaps to bring in materials?
We did not do that. We did not do that. We thought we were covered with some insurance that I don't wish to get into.
Oh no!
And
so the church do have insurance.
We have the church has self-insurance.
Yeah. Okay.
That did not pan out, and so we have to undertake the repairs ourselves, and we are behind with it. And so I think we would have lost the opportunity to seek exemption. But normally,
said it again.
I think we would have lost the opportunity to seek exemption through NEMA. But I think, though, that the churches generally can bring in those kinds of things duty-free once the application is made. So that's not a concern for us.
Okay. So principally, you want to attract people, and you're appealing to members of the public to come and support the program.
Correctly so.
I used to attend Anglican school many years ago. Can you tell me who was the first Anglican priest? I know. I'm only testing you.
The first Anglican priest?
In the Bahamas?
I can tell you the first Anglican priest in St. Agnes.
Okay. Let me hear it.
Father Pyfrom.
Really?
Yeah. And that goes back a very long time. And in fact, we have found his descendants we having a raffle on that day, and they have graciously made a contribution to the raffle in his honor. And
what about Pastor Cooper? Father Cooper? Is it Father Milton Cooper?
But he is not the first.
Okay.
Okay.
Pyfrom is the first.
Cooper's not the first. But Father Milton was very much a part of the landscape. And I think he was followed by Archdeacon Thompson.
That is William Thompson?
Yeah. And that was the bridge. William Thompson came to St. Agnes in 1967.
Wow.
He was very much a part of the freedom movement in the Bahamas.
Yes.
My involvement in St. Agnes came while he was rector at St. Agnes.
Okay.
His ministry was national. He was a nationalist. He believed in education. He believed in outreach. One of the things, even before his time, that St. Agnes was involved with is the day school. I think they used to call it the Copper Bread School.
The Copper Bread?
Yeah, which operated on the corner of Market and Lewis and Coburn Street. And Bahamian children over the years went there for very little, if any at all. That school closed down.
My daughter attended that school.
I did too.
Okay.
That school closed down maybe about 5 years ago.
Yes.
Because it was unsustainable. And a part of this exercise now, we have to look at reorganizing that and see what we could do to restart it. St. Agnes, there's a school in Hospital Lane.
Is that Woodcock?
Woodcock Primary.
Yes.
One of our clergymen, one of the rectors of St. Agnes, left his money for that school, and the school is named in his honor.
My understanding
a part of that too was
that
he
it
left a trust.
Actually belonged to the Anglican Church at one point.
It may have. I couldn't speak to that, but I know it is named in his honor.
Yeah.
Some of his money may have been used to build the school, and there was a trust that he left that helped to sustain the school over the years.
Do you know if the trust is still around?
I think it is.
Really?
I think it is.
It's powerful.
Yeah.
But I want to find out from you exactly where on the property will the fair be?
The fair will be on the corner of Market Street and Coburn Street, where the softball games are played. That field is named the Archdeacon William Thompson Softball Field.
So it will actually be on the
field.
And that area is what I would call the Sudden Recreation Ground.
Correctly so.
Okay, now I'm clear, because for a second I was thinking it would be on that acquired property of the church.
Which acquired property of the church.
I was under the impression that the church owned the two-story building to the east, separated by the road, where a distinguished Negro dentist once lived and practiced his craft.
You may be correct.
Pardon?
You may be correct.
Okay, you know, I was just under that
Yeah, but the
impression.
space there cannot hold
The thousands.
what we hope to,
That is
to
true.
present.
Are there anything that the church need as a part of the contribution to making the fair successful? Little donation, little this, that perhaps you should say to the public, you know.
No, I think we have it all organized.
You got everything you need.
I wouldn't say that we have everything we need, but we have people in place, and I believe we could find things that we need. We have another meeting tomorrow evening, and I think that'll bring it all together.
What time is this meeting?
6 o'clock at the church.
That's in Agnes Church.
Yes.
6 o'clock.
Yeah, but I think we have it all together. What we need and what we hope we can get is people support. That the people of the area and the wider island will come out and patronize St. Agnes Fair.
Listen, you got to listen to what
This-
Henry is saying.
This fair, I believe, will rival the Red Cross Fair.
Really?
Yeah,
Will it rival my church fair, St. Joseph?
very easily, sir.
Really?
Very easily.
Wow.
Very easily. We're going to have close to 40 stalls.
40 stalls.
Yeah,
What can I expect on the menu? Will there be, for instance, any boiled cassava?
Boiled cassava, boiled crab and dough, crab and grits, some snappers. We're going to have a surf and turf stall.
Will there be guinea corn bread?
Well, we'll have cornbread.
What about guinea corn?
We may not have guinea cornbread.
Guinea corn is a good roughage.
Yeah, but them kinds of things are hard to find.
Oh, you mean Cat Island right there?
Yeah, well, we
And Exuma.
our people didn't send it. Maybe the things got damaged during the hurricane. We don't know.
Okay.
You know, so
Talking about hurricane, did the church experience at any point during these any hurricane damages?
yeah, that's the reason why one of the reasons why we seek to be mobilized, because the roof previously was damaged, serious roof. We have some serious leak. Then the bell tower at the front of the church, last year the shutters were blown out.
Wow.
So we have some damages. And so we seek to raise funds. I don't want to say that the funds being raised is the emphasis is on the repair.
You are saying that the funds...
I'm not saying that the funds raised are all to be used for
the roof.
For the roof.
Yeah.
Because we have other works
Yes.
that we must do.
Yes.
We have outreach that we must do. People in the community, the church is in a hard area, eh?
I know.
And so
it is in the midst of Bainstown and Grandstown.
Absolutely.
Do you all still cook food? You all used to have some good meals there.
We used to have Wednesday soup.
You're still cooking soup?
But that been temporarily discontinued. But
Auntie!
we tell auntie, please, that come January, instead of soup, we'll be serving breakfast.
My auntie, Joyce Monker, you know you can cook. You cook so good that Sidney Portier, see I can show off, used to cook for him. So auntie, I want you to return to the soup and the breakfast. And auntie, the producer wants to know if you could bring breakfast to the studio, but don't do it, eh? Because they have not been treating me well. So, who is the priest in charge of the church?
Father I. Ranfrey Brown.
Okay, he's my very good friend. Father, how you doing? Okay, and who would be the next person in terms of the clergy in charge?
Well, he is the only permanent clergyman. All the others are retired. We have Father Warren Roll, we have Archbishop Gomez, we have Father Warren Roll, we have Father James Moultrie, and then we got Father Cobra.
I have a godson. My godson, can you imagine? I think he was born in 1965. And his name is Sigmund Battle. Sigmund, I'm your godfather. When are you going to go to the church? You know Sigmund has come to church? It's my godchild. Don't mind, I'm only 9 years older than him.
That's okay.
Sigmund, to the taxi drivers, when you see my godson, Sigmund Battle, you tell him that Godfather say he must go to St. Agnes and make a donation. I got a whole godson.
He attends St. Agnes, and we also play ball together.
Oh, you know him?
I know him.
You know he's my godchild, right?
I now know that.
You didn't know he was my godchild?
Until then, no.
You see how disciplined and respectful he is?
Well, you've trained your godchild
I tease him.
Okay.
When he's among all the men, I show up and I say, Godson, come here. And he has to remember.
He bows. He bows to
I'm
you.
his godfather. I don't
Okay.
mess around, you know. I got about 6, 7 godchildren, but he's the oldest one. Okay, so what else can we expect? Are there any jumping castle?
Yeah, for the children, we're going to have lots of bouncing castle, haunted house, lots of treats for them. We're going to have several school bands and a band competition. The Urban Renewal Band is going to be
The
there.
Urban Renewal Band is coming?
Yeah, Veronica Bishop is going to be there. Nita is going to be there.
What about the police?
There is going to be a Defense Force pop band later in the evening when we cater to the more mature crowd, adults like you.
What
So-
I could do? Any
so,
games for me?
Oh, yeah, we're going to have bingo.
Bingo.
Yeah.
You don't know I don't gamble? Oh, shucks, I forget it working in Sabah's shop. But I don't gamble.
That's fine.
Okay.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Your church does not speak against it, so that's
No,
all
my
right.
church say I could gamble.
Okay, good.
Okay.
So we're going to have bingo.
You know what I'm going to do? Since my church don't see it as a sin, I'll come.
Thank you very much. We're going to have a season's people's lounge where you can just sit and listen to the music.
What kind of music? Will this be heavenly, spiritual songs?
Well, we'll have some of that, and we'll have some
Worldly songs?
some native music,
Okay.
local music. We're not going to go too much international.
Okay.
Okay, but it's going to be kind of cozy environment.
Will there be jumping dance? Man take one and satisfy, woman
Woman
take...
take two, and she make.
Man, it's powerful.
Uh,
I think I'm going to have to come.
There's a dance late in the evening for the kids from 8 o'clock.
Nothing for old people?
No, old people are going to be more reserved. We're going to put you in a lounge and hang and chill and watch the scenery.
Okay.
Okay?
What kind of beverage can I anticipate will be there?
Lots of fruit punch, lots of soft drink. We have the grilling, surf and turf, and we probably serve some wine with that. Okay?
Wine.
Yeah.
Now, other than my godson, who are some of the other distinguished citizens that attend your church?
Well, we have John Chipman.
Chippy is an Anglican?
Yes.
This is powerful.
And the Governor General.
Dame, you mean Dame Margaret?
Yes.
You see a photograph right here?
Very much so.
This is powerful.
The former Governor General, Sir Orville.
So Orville is a member of the church?
Yes.
This is powerful.
The former Prime Minister. And
Who's
Mrs.
that, Papa?
And Mrs. Christie.
Oh, Mr. Christie.
And,
Well, let's hold on a second. Mr. Christie and Mrs. Christie, you got to come. Okay? Sigmund Battle, you have to also come. And I'm certain that Her Ladyship, Her Excellency, shall grace the event?
She is doing the official opening.
Really?
Yeah.
What time is she going to do the opening?
I think it's 2 o'clock.
2 o'clock, and this is Saturday.
Saturday.
Goodness me. All right. This is powerful. As soon as I leave Edmund Bullett's funeral, I'll head there.
Oh, we've had Dr. Gomez is a member. Of course, Dr. Nottage was buried from St. Agnes.
Okay.
Fred Mitchell is a member of St. Agnes.
Okay.
So we've had.
You have a number of distinguished citizens. Now, tell me the identity of a grassroots member.
Henry Dean.
You was grassroots?
Henry Dean.
Living upstairs in that big house?
Henry Dean.
Okay. Well.
I still live in the bottom.
Okay.
All right.
This is powerful.
I still live in the bottom.
This is powerful.
And all my development was in
that
Augusta
area.
Street.
Okay. So, there's going to be a variety of food. Are there any raffle?
There is a raffle.
There's a raffle. Well, how come you didn't mention it?
There's a raffle. I mentioned it.
Well, say it again, because I don't remember.
I told you about Father Pyfram and his family donating.
What have they donated?
A generator. A generator that could supply your house with power.
Really?
For the hurricane.
Really?
Yeah.
How much power that got?
Boy, that could power a 3-bedroom, 2-bath house.
Really?
Yeah.
And what is the ticket?
The ticket is $5.
Listen, we need a generator. Because a member of my spiritual advisor church, he's now in charge of BPL. And I'm going to be examining to see if he's a saved man.
Definitely saved.
And whether or not he has the social feeling.
Oh, yeah. You don't worry about Whitney Bastian. He is the best, eh?
Whitney Bastian is not the fella.
Whitney Hasty.
You see how?
Sorry.
Watch out for me. Huh?
Don't worry about Whitney Hasty, okay?
You know the F&M
Whitney Hasty is the best.
spiteful. They'll never give Whitney that job, even though Whitney is qualified. So.
And our first 3 prizes.
Yes. Watch the clock as you talk.
Yeah. Our first 3 prizes are certified used cars. We had 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
Any for taxi? Any 4-door?
All of 4 doors.
What year?
Hatchback.
What year?
I think they're 2010 to
wow!
Right.
I'm going to buy one of those tickets because I need a taxi.
And we have 3 of those up for grabs.
Okay.
We have a $5,000 scholarship. We have some travel arrangements. We have a washer and dryer. We have a 50-inch television. We have gift certificate at Milo Butler and Sons. We have some fuel and gift certificate at Super Value. We have Sky Bahamas and Bahamas Air, and then you have an Apple telephone.
This is powerful.
So we have about 15 prizes.
In total?
In total.
But the ticket costs $5?
$5 each.
And the fare is Saturday?
Saturday, 11 a.m. The official open 2 p.m. by our Governor General. And there's going to be lots of entertainment. Like I said, we're going to have a high school marching band competition.
This is powerful.
We're going to have the Defense Force pop band later in the evening.
Yes.
Yeah, urban renewal. We're going to have lots of food. You name it.
So, folks.
And we're good to go.
Listen, Saturday, I need all the women them to go to St. Agnes Church and help them with God's work. And you need money. And then Dame Margaret, she is a saint for all the women them. Let's go and help to support her. Because St. Agnes is historic. And it has always been in the inner city doing God's work. And you know, Ron Philip Brown is a good Negro priest. So let's help the church. All right? You got the final say, Brother Dane.
Ms. Monica, I wanted to thank you for having me here to represent our church. I again invite the general public to join us in fellowship and fun and give us that extra boost that we could continue the work which we've begun since 1945 and make the environment a better place.
Well, folks, Henry Dean is the president of the Anglican Man Group.
Anglican Church Man.
The Anglican Church Man Dem Group. And he is the president of the Man Dem Group, St. Agnes branch. I salute men who go to church and help to build the community. So it's powerful. May all the women take their children to St. Agnes on Saturdays, and may the man them provide the money for the woman them and the children them. Lord, it is my prayer that the fair will be successful. Auntie Joyce, you see, I did what you asked me to do. I'll be right back after the break.
Thank you.
Do you have something to say to the Senator? Call Freedom March at 323-7775. Toll free from anywhere in the Bahamas at 242-300-0045. Freedom March with Rodney Monker, only on ILTV. This is Freedom March with Rodney Monker.
Welcome back to Freedom March, broadcasting live on ILTV studios here in Nassau, Bahamas. My name is Rodney Monker. My spiritual advisor, Bradley Roll, is here with me. A few moments ago, we had with us, who?
Henry Dean.
Mr. Henry Dean from St. Agnes Church. And of course, he spent about half an hour with us informing you of the fair that is scheduled for Saturday of this week. It started at 11 a.m. Please go and attend it. A source close to Mrs. Janet Bostwick has issued a statement on her behalf. I didn't ask anyone to establish if Mrs. Bostwick did in fact authorize it, but I have the statement. The statement goes like this, that Brent Dean, who is the managing editor, I think, of the Nassau Guardian, so that you will not be confused, we shall call him Brent Dean Bostwick. That is Janet Bostwick's son-in-law. He is not the Brent Dean that is going to Cuba. It would appear that the Brent Dean who is going to Cuba is the son of Mrs. Zelma Dean, a former director of education and the nephew of the late Rodney Brennan. So once again, Brent Dean Bostwick, the son-in-law of Mrs. Janet Bostwick, he is not the Brent Dean who is going to Cuba. We advise that the Brent Dean who's going to Cuba is the son of the former director of education, Mrs. Zelma Dean. And you would note that Ms. Zelma Dean, while serving as director of education, introduced Read Bahamas. And you might not believe it, as soon as she retired, the Negroes she left, they stopped reading and stopped encouraging the children to read. You have to bring Zelma Dean back in the education system. Though she is more senior in age than I am, she would do a fantastic job. Zelma Dean, congratulations for your Brent Dean going to Cuba. In Candia's National Review, you can tell she's a very wicked journalist. On the front page, she talks about, get the text ready, my spiritual advisor, because I'm not going to take any calls. We're going to read these texts.
Okay.
She talks about strange bedfellows and political forgiveness. Theo Neely says he apologized to Minnis for being in Rebel 7. I have read the comments that she attributed to Theo Neely. But because I was a part of supporting them and encouraging them to overthrow Minnis, I'm not going to contradict Theo. I'm going to allow him to take his diplomatic job and go off to serve the Bahamas. But I think Candia is wicked to put some of these political questions to him. But I shall allow him to escape because he's a wonderful young man. And when decent Loretta Butler Turner called upon him
and the others to pull a coup d'etat on Minnis as leader of the opposition. They did a wonderful job. And now that Minnis is in charge, I sanction all of you who would wish to now go and seek forgiveness. But I shall not bend down. I shall not bend down. It's forward march on this rocky Burma road. So I just wanted to get that. My spiritual advisor, I need you to start reading text because we had text from yesterday that we didn't. Yeah. I want to go first because I have a handicapped Negro lady who's complaining about BEC. And I want to see if Pastor Whitney, what's his name?
It's Whitney Hasty.
If Pastor Whitney Hasty.
Why are you calling him pastor?
Is, well, one of the saints of the church say he's a saint of the church.
Yeah, he's not a pastor, though.
All right, what is he?
He's just a member.
He's a
member of the Lord's Church, and he leads songs during the service.
Well, I want to see, because I propose to attend church.
Yeah, you need to come and visit us at the church, guys.
Yes, I'm visiting to see him. And this is what this Negro woman says. Good day, Mr. Monka. I am a disabled person on a small pension from National Insurance. I pay half of my pension on my light every month. But BEC still turned my light off because they said that my payment was not enough because my bill balance is $600. I need this to stop. The same government still have not paid me my pension for 10 months. Well, what's the man's name?
Whitney Hasty.
Hasty. I can see if you are a saved man.
No, don't get on him now, please.
My spiritual advisor, I have to see if he's a saved man.
What's up, Melze?
Render Paul.
Come on, just get appointed.
Listen to me. I got briefing on him. Don't cost me to run on.
I mean, what this all about,
I got briefing on him.
Okay, and what else was the man?
Well, you don't want me to run on. I have to give the man the benefit of the doubt.
Absolutely.
So, Whitney Hasty. I know the Hasty them for over 300 years. I've read their history.
Auckland's.
And, no, I'm not talking that. Watch out for me when I'm talking in strange tongue. When you do that, you cause me to say what I don't want to say. I'm telling Hasty.
Hasty Valentine's, eh?
Do you know that Hasty throw gas on my ma, brother? What you laughing at?
What you talking about, man?
That's why you should be careful.
Listen, you know
Do
what?
you know?
Let me don't distract you. You
that
know what?
Hasty
continue your story.
Throw gasoline on my ma, brother.
Oh my God! What did I do?
So be careful.
What did I do? Father, forgive me if I have
Right.
sinned.
All right. So let's leave that alone. Read text.
Forgive me.
But Mr. Hasty, I shall be watching you because I've been told they've given me all the intelligence and they told me that you are a saved man. So I shall be testing to see if you are saved, sanctified, and washed in the blood. And I'm going to see what you can do for the poor people.
Good evening, guys. I'm listening from the United States of America. Sounds like Rodney Monka is faxing up the Bahamian U.S. visas. Good luck, Bahamas, when you try to get to the U.S. Embassy.
Monka, spiritual advisor gone by Grab. God save the Queen. Monka, are you? No. Listen to me. Hold on a second. Listen to me. I don't want Graham Thompson. What Graham name?
Graham Rutherford.
I don't want Graham Rutherford on Freedom March. I don't want Ortland Bodie on Freedom March. I really don't want no guests. I only want the spiritual advisor. All right? Stop trying to set up people to come on the show. Bodie has his own show. Let Graham go to Bodie. Because I'm convinced that Bodie is saved and Graham is saved. Now you see? Go ahead.
Oh my goodness. Henry is also the president of the NPSA softball that is in championship. Tell him invite Rodney tonight. Good day, Mr. Monka. You need to give yourself half hour to speak and half hour to read text and the rest of the time for calls. Love, Carmel.
We'll get calls tomorrow, but we got hundreds of texts.
Good afternoon, Senator. Good afternoon. Tell my son his father is a George, but a George Knowles. He and his brother Etienne got the same father. He not only looks like George Knowles.
Next text.
Forgive me.
Hold on a second.
if you're going to put a daddy on me, get it right. Get it right. Goodness of mercy. I'm a bastard. Hold on. Let me show him I'm not ashamed. I'm a bastard. I'm the son of a single woman. And in this slave society, single women have a number of children for different men. So I have my own daddy. I have my own daddy. And he has his own daddy. And I love Saturday when his daddy come and bring the grocery. And I say, listen, give me one of them biscuits so that when my daddy come with the grocery or the money, I'll give you. You can't embarrass me. I'm the bastard son of a married man. You can't put that on me. All right? And that's not my daddy. That's his daddy. But he's my brother. We all have our own daddy. We all. I have my daddy. And my brother has his daddy. We all have our own daddy. It's a wonderful relationship.
Oh, Lord.
When his daddy bring all the grocery, I would say to him, brother, give me one of the Cracker Jack. And when my daddy send little things, I'll share it with you. You can't embarrass me. And let me tell you it again. I am the son of a policeman who was not married to my mother. And I'll have you to know it. My father, who was a married man, when I told him people call me bastard, you know what he said to me? You are my bastard, and I love you more. So you can't embarrass me. The facts are what the facts are. All right? Go ahead.
Good afternoon, Mr. Monke. You got to leave that alone now. You keep running on about the same
My
thing.
spiritual advisor.
Leave that.
You can't put that on me. You would not want me to name who all the bastards are. I have a list of all the bastards. And I'll tell you, my father told me, you are my love child. Do you know what it is to be a love child of a married man? When he said, you are my love child.
Sound like sin to me.
I want you to keep out of this, eh? Because I have your file. All right? Just keep out of this. All right? Do you know what it is to be a love child? Do you know what it is to be a married man? And sign for your bastard. My pa signed for me. All right?
Lord, what is
And he
this?
loved me. And he loved my ma. All right? So you can't put that on me. Get it right. He got his daddy. I have my daddy. And I love him.
That text bothered you?
Yes. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. I want you to keep quiet.
That text bothered you?
I want you to keep quiet.
Mr. Monk, I didn't
because I was waiting for that text.
Oh.
You want me to go after Candia?
Tell them it wasn't
Do
nice.
you want me to go after Candia?
No, don't do that.
But be careful. Because my daddy, any man who has a sweetheart and put immigration on his sweetheart is a weightless man. You hear me?
Oh, man.
And I'll have you to know.
That's low blow. Mr. Monk, don't do that, man.
Why don't you keep quiet, man? Just keep quiet.
Very nice,
Keep
man.
quiet. And I'll have you to know that if the day came and I chose a sweetheart, my wife could never get me to put immigration on her and run her in the bush. You can't put nothing on me. I am always prepared and so forth. All right? Now to my wife. Please don't be upset.
Oh, my God.
I just had to curse out some people. Go ahead, read
yes,
text.
could we get on with some reading text now?
Tomorrow,
Mr. Monk.
hold on, is Bastard Day. When we will look at some of the greatest citizens in the Commonwealth of the Bahamas
bastards?
who are bastards. We'll discuss it tomorrow. Be careful of me. Go ahead.
Mr. Monka, we are losing our children every day. What is Marvin Dames doing about this crime in the country?
Marvin is pussyfooting. Go ahead.
Good afternoon, spiritual advisor. I missed you on yesterday. Please don't this show, because Rodney needs you on this show.
I
Nobody
do need the spiritual advisor.
Nobody can take your place, because what God has for you, you're going to
Good
get.
afternoon, Mr. Munker. Please get rid of spiritual advice. I can't. I need him to help me. Why is Candia protecting Marvin? Marvin have to go. Rodney, your F&M is completely lost. No, 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 no. As long as Papa isn't lost, the F&M has hope. Yes, go ahead.
Let's see. What do we have here? Oh, this one is rather lengthy.
General Manager. Mr. Munker, hope you're fine. This is one of the women them. We're having a big problem at the Ministry of Youth, Sports and Culture with the PS that came back here for revenge after she was forced to leave here under the last Ingram administration. Person signed a petition to get rid of her because of the way she talks down to staff and is very mean to them. Well, her government is back in power, so she asks us, or so she asks Hubert Ingram, goodness of my seat, to come back here to get at those who she thinks signed the petition. The AC is burned up to the max, and when she was told to have it turned down, her reply is that she will not, and she is victimizing people, left, right, and center, asking her F&M cronies to let her know who all is PLPs and that she will deal with them. Please, this woman called this place her ministry and her money. She's very overbearing and mean and will pass without saying a word to you. We need help. You help us. P.S. Behave yourself, and treat the people kindly.
Mr. Spiritual Advisor, what are you afraid of? If he's not supposed to be there, then he should resign. I agree, Mr. Munker. As a man of God, if something is wrong, it is wrong. And I agree.
Mr. Munker, your spiritual advisor is not a patriot. He's a coward. You need to check him out.
Spiritual advisor, as a man of God, you should know that wrong is wrong. And because you don't agree with Munker, does not make it right. Senator, have the evidence.
Hello, Mr. Munker. You are right. Mr. Roll is being biased. Why are you letting Mr. Roll contradicting you? He's very, very disrespectful to you. Get rid of him. I need the spiritual advisor. Please have mercy on him.
Yeah, good afternoon, my leader. Can you send a shout out to my niece, Rashia Bonamy?
Rashia Bonamy.
It's a birthday.
Happy birthday.
Coming in from her Aunt Lana.
Aunt Lana. A godful afternoon, Senator Munker. You are the Donald Trump of the Bahamas. You are saying what the Bahamian people want to say, but they can't be heard. That is why they want to shut you up. Let freedom reign. God save the Queen.
Mr. Munker, can you ask Minister of Education when we'll be paid? This is one of the school vendors in Grand Bahama, and also one of the women them.
Jeff Lloyd, my God, when you can pay the people at Grand Bahama, the vendors.
Good afternoon, Mr. Munker, your spiritual advisor. Can you please wish my son, Willie Gilbert, happy birthday from Ursula Nan?
Hello.
Willie Gilbert.
Willie Gilbert, happy birthday from your mom. Ursula, go ahead.
Spain.
Hi, Mr. Munker. You are on the ball, and Bahamians need to know what is going on in their country. Let them know how this thing go. I shall. I'm told that Sabbats is on the thing. Sabbats, they are sending text that is incorrect. I am a love child. Listen, Sabbats, I am the child of a married Bahamian man and a single Bahamian woman. Tomorrow, it is Bastard Day. Go ahead.
Mr. Munker, I don't think that the comments made by Mr. Roberts was against the good service Mr. Sands is doing. I believe it was directed at Mr. Menace, who once again refused to inform the public, knowing that his contact to Parliament rules.
Okay, I understand.
I am sure that once reasons were given, no one would disagree with the issue.
I understand what Bradley's doing, but Papa and I, we have agreed that we are going to support the minister. Don't forget, Dwayne Sands saved Papa's life, Dwayne Sands saved my life, and Dwayne Sands and Dr. Kevin Morse and one other doctor, they saved my wife, and I can't live without this woman. Okay, go ahead.
Hi, gentlemen. Good afternoon. I really wonder if Mr. Roll would have defended Mr. Campbell if he was a PLP MP. He would, of course, say yes, but instead he would have been leading the charge with a mouthful to say, rename his resignation.
Spiritual advisor is going on emotion and not facts, Senator. I understand that. Frankie is his MP, but he's unlawful.
Good afternoon, gentlemen. Please, there's so many topics to be discussed.
Oh, no!
Tired of hearing about Lisa.
Who, Lisa?
Mr. Monica, I listened.
Lisa has to be told that Frankie is not a citizen, because any negotiation that the United States government enter with Frankie, when I go to court, it will be null and void. Go ahead.
Mr. Monica, you're beating a dead horse. I listen to your show every day, but I'm tired of hearing you talk about Frankie, man. Can you please talk about something else?
I can't, because Frankie is a fake and a fraud, and he must resign. Sinclair Oden didn't make him resign. Let minister do the right thing. Make Frankie resign and make him apply for naturalization. That's the end of that.
Good day, Mr. Roll. Why are you so angry with Mr. Monica? Why are you so quick to defend your MP?
Rodney, how are you? Do you agree for your Free National Movement government to continue with the Bahamas Junkanoo Carnival? I believe it's a waste of time and money. What about you? Well, I want them to continue it because under the PLP, I have been advised millions of dollars the people make of it. So let me spend money. And then now I like little carnival. I didn't know all them things used to happen. So I won't go to carnival this year.
Senator, this guest today will cost you. Loose the woman them. Let him leave with his effing himself.
Oh, no. More tax.
Good afternoon, Mr. Monica. The other member of parliament had to leave the office. So what happened to Dwayne Sands? There are other heart surgeons that can carry on the work. What about Conwell Brown?
Listen.
He's just as good.
Conwell Brown, to the best of my knowledge, I don't want to assail his profession, is not a surgeon in the context. Dr. Dwayne Sands, he put my friend on the table and he stopped his heart. Stop it. You hear me? And I thought it was miraculous that after stopping the heart of a whole man, he was able to wake the heart up. I have confidence in him. I do. All right? I have confidence in him because I know what he did to my friend. And I said to my friend, come, loose your shirt. I will see what Dwayne did to you. And he was like reluctant, and I insisted. And Dr. Dwayne Sands had something must from his throat, come right down. And then after he was finished with him, he got a stapler and stapled him back up. And I have confidence in Dr. Sands because he saved my friend's life. I have confidence in him. Confidence! Go ahead.
Here we go. Good evening, Mr. Monica. I want to send a shout out to my dad, Prince Pinder.
Prince Pinder?
He watches your show every day.
You're a great man. I thank you.
Good day, Senator and spiritual advisor. I'm a PLP, but what Dr. Dwayne Sands is doing is great. An exception should be made for Dr. Sands. I salute Dr. Sands because some doctors will not touch you unless you give them that money. May God keep and strengthen Dr. Dwayne Sands.
Right. Plus, Papa, Hubert Alexander Ingram, in Bahamian politics can do no wrong. You hear me? His men may sin, but he can't do no wrong. All right? So, Papa, I'm supporting you with Dwayne. I didn't have to talk to Papa, you know. I know all of Papa's position. All. And when Papa has doubt, he sends me out to investigate. He asked me to go and investigate the man who would be leader of the opposition, Philip Brave Davis. And every time, I find nothing. I went back to Papa. Papa said, go back and look. Sometimes Papa send me in the bush. I go. Papa ain't nothing. And when I wrote that report to Papa, telling him that I found no wrong in this just man, Philip Brave Davis, Papa give me an A+. Because Papa know that if I had found something, I would tell him. I've been telling Papa. One time, the commissioner of police, he tell Papa something. And I called Papa and I said, Papa, don't believe the commissioner of police. Who you think Papa believed? Papa believed me. I got Papa to fire a whole F&M minister. And then I got Papa to fire one man who in 2010 told some people, you say, you see Monica going there? he has some kind of mental disease. And I turned to him, I said, my God, you didn't have to say it loud for me to hear it. And when I done talk to Papa, Papa fire him. Papa fire him. I show him that the man that he say was crazy got Papa to fire him. Papa even didn't remember. Got Papa to fire a minister and that scallywag. And Menace, confronted with all the evidence, is pussyfooting and will not tell this man, Frankie Alfred, to resign. But we'll go to court. We shall go to court. Go ahead.
Okay. Mr. Monka, why is the Ministry of Social Services threatening the workers at Urban Renewal, telling them that if they speak against the government, don't look for renewal and contract?
Well, that's what you get for either not voting for the PLP or coming with me on the beach. So I say to you, fax Dr. Menace and let him know that you all supported the F&M. Now look what they're doing. Got a whole woman in Baintown. They're getting ready to throw her out and to get Brother Whitney Hasty to cut off the light. Whitney Hasty, I can test you now to see if you are safe. Safe. I say, Whitney, put not your hands on the poor, for I know that you fear the Lord. Don't sacrifice them. I have a torch in my hand. It's the F&M torch. Take it care. See you tomorrow, if it is God's will.
The thoughts, views, and comments expressed by Rodney Monker, his guests, callers, and advisors on Freedom March are not necessarily those of the management, ownership, or production unit of ILS, the Verizon Media Group. Freedom March is a production of ILTV Studios and cannot be reproduced or represented in part or entirety without the express written consent of the Verizon Media Group. Freedom March is the intellectual property of the Verizon Media Group. Copyright 2017. All rights are reserved.